Hey Algebra students, I wanted to let you know that I'm really impressed with the number of you that are participating in our online learning. You're doing a great job. This video is going to be 4 short problems, hopefully, that involve factoring. If you feel you've got this down and you don't need to see any more examples, then, by all means, go ahead and jump to the practice problems right now. But after looking at some of the work from yesterday that was multiple choice, I thought that maybe you just needed to see some more examples. Maybe if you're lucky, Miss Wag will even chime in here pretty soon with her own videos. She's working on getting her area set up to be able to do that. So hopefully that will be sometime soon. All right, so to get started, what you have to remember is the diamond problems that we worked on at the very beginning of this week. So when I take the numbers out of this problem to put in my diamond, I'm going to put the 28 on top and the 11 on the bottom. The number on the outside is my product, and the number on the inside is what I get when I add my like terms together. So that's why those are in this particular order. What do I multiply together to get 28? Well, it's going to be 2 positives or 2 negatives. But since this is a positive sum, that tells me that I need the 2 positives. So numbers that I multiply together to get 28 that add up to 11, that would be 7 and 4. You might have to take a little bit more time to come up with those possibilities, and that's fine. Now I know I need to do x times x to get my x squared. I know I need a positive 7 in one spot and a positive 4 in the other spot, and it does not matter which one you put where. Please don't forget that you can always check your work. You can use the FOIL method to multiply those back together, or you can use the area method that I use with the boxes to multiply them back together. After you multiply them together, you should get back to exactly what we started with. So I'll do that on the first one, but maybe to save time for you guys, I won't do it on every problem after. Just don't forget, it's a good way for you to check your work. So x times x gives me x squared. X times 4 gives me a positive 4x. 7 times x gives me 7x. And 7 times 4 gives me 28. And these two right here in the middle, 4x plus 7x, add up to the 11x that I need. Okay? Next example. My constant is 15. And the sum here in the middle is negative 8. So those are the numbers I want to put in my diamond. To get a positive number when I multiply, I need 2 positives or 2 negatives. Since this is negative on the bottom, that's telling me I need these 2 to be negatives. Okay, easy enough. Now I need 2 numbers that I multiply together to get 15 that will also add up to 8. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 plus 3 is 8. So that tells me when I come over here, after I put my x's in the front, I need to have a minus 5 in one quantity and a minus 3 in the other. And again, the order that you put them in does not matter. Okay? Next examples. This one is one that many of you are struggling with. Sorry, let me situate here so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Next stop is going to be able to figure out how to edit that stuff out of my videos. Okay, so when there's no middle term, what you have to realize, the middle term is missing because the numbers are adding up to 0. Really what this would be as a trinomial is x squared plus 0x minus 36. So that gives me my 2 numbers to put in my diamond, my negative 36 and my 0. And some of you might be getting good enough at this where you aren't using the diamonds anymore, and that's what should happen. So 2 numbers I multiply together to get negative 36 has to be a negative and a positive. And my 2 numbers have to add up to be 0. Well, the only types of numbers that add up to be 0 are additive inverses. You guys might remember that from 7th grade or 8th grade math. Additive inverses here that would multiply to get 36 would be -6 and +6. So x, sorry for these marks, they don't go away, -6 and +6. And that's it for that problem. And the last example that I have to share with you today, I need a -8 on the top and a 7 on the bottom. One of the most common factors that people forget is that they can use a 1. So don't forget about the 1s. In order to get a -8 when I multiply, I need a positive number and a negative number. Since I'm getting a positive result on the bottom, my bigger factor of the two numbers that I put here has to be a positive. So my bigger number of my factors has to go here. 2 and 4 don't combine anyway to make 7. The only other factors of 8 are 8 and 1. So if I have a +8 and a -1, they will combine to give me a 7 when I'm done adding them up. So I need an x, a +8, a -1, and my factoring is complete. Okay, good luck on your practice problems today. Also, make sure that you're going back and checking on your responses, because I am able to add feedback. Once I return those papers, you should get an email response saying they've been returned, but I'm kind of waiting until I get more responses back to return your papers. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a shout. Email, you can text the phone number that I listed on the stream of our page. Any way that you feel to get a hold of me, you can call that number too. Have a good afternoon.